Roll up, get your wheel cleaner, £2.39 a can. For all you guys that whenever I talk about some of these scene products start wincing and moaning, and don't worry because I wince and moan just as much as you do, it's something we have to kind of cover when we review stuff. Well, here you have an extremely affordable product. The question is, can you see yourself using it, or are you one of these? I just realised that might be backwards. It says brand snob. What an intro, Jesus, they're getting worse. What is it? First of all, we have a rattle can or aerosol. It's not really a rattle can because there's no ball in it. You know what I mean? We have a rattle can wheel cleaner, removes brake dust and dirt. The claim to fame of this product is the fact you can pick it up right now in for £2.39p in your Aldi store, you know, next to the, you know, JML pretzel maker and, like, you know, whatever it is, it'll be hidden away somewhere in your Aldi store next to random stuff that's very cheap. It says it contains alcohol ethoxylates primarily, sodium-based cleaners and non-ionic surfactants, so rinseable surfactants. So they're the active ingredients, if you like. What are the directions? Shake can well, spray it onto surface, allow 1 to 2 minutes to act, do not allow to dry, use a bristle brush for stubborn stains, rinse well with water, for tough ingrained dirt, repeat as necessary. So that's a universal disclaimer. If it doesn't get it clean, go again. I estimate, based on what I'm seeing, that you could get this to do perhaps 12 to 16 alloys, depending on how you use it. If you blast through it, you might get as little as 8 alloys. So be careful. They always say you don't need to use a lot, but with this stuff, it's a wheel cleaner. Hurl it on there, you know, if you need to. Go again. So, you know, that affects how long it lasts. Okay guys, positives and negatives, final conclusion. This doesn't need to be a long video. I'm going to start with the negatives first, guys. All the bitchy, nasty stuff that we need to cover in these reviews. One, if you follow the instructions verbatim, word for word, with no deviation, like a parrot, you know, brands can't have it both ways. They can't have it both ways. So let's just say if you follow the instructions verbatim, the foam is too dry and the results are not very good. The foam runs off of the alloy wheel and it doesn't have a massive impact on the dirt. The dirt's kind of still there. It doesn't take much of the dirt off with it. And even if you rinse after that, this is without contact, it doesn't take any of that dirt away as if you'd have just watered it. So the soaking effect isn't very prolific. Okay, that's following the instructions verbatim because the foam is too dry. Now, surfactants work by allowing grease and oils which resist water. So oil and water don't mix together. You know, if you put them in a glass, you see the blob of oil and the water, and they don't mix, and you shake them all up, you just got loads of little bubbles. You put a surfactant in that mix of oil and water, and the components will emulsify. So the surfactant acts as an emulsifier. Most people think emulsifier means something which turns something into like a gunk, you know, a sort of slime. A lot of cases, because it's oil and water, it does do that, a bit like water, a bit like when you're making a mayonnaise with vinegar and oil, and then you put the egg in. Is the egg the emulsifier, and then you get this slime. An emulsifier isn't something which makes slime. An emulsifier is a component which allows two materials which two liquids which won't mix together. It will allow them to mix together. That's what it is by definition. When you use this product dry, as per instructions, the surfactants can't work as well because you need the water there to mix with the emulsified dirts. So when you're rubbing it over it dry, it just doesn't work as well, I'm telling you. So I went off-piste, you know, it's only a bloody wheel cleaner, so it's not that clever, John, you're not that smart. And I just rinsed one alloy over first and then sprayed it onto that water and then just give it a very quick agitation. You think, well, that means it's all going to fall off of the alloy. No, it doesn't. Just left it there and there was some in the barrels. And with that water on there, I could see a hell of a lot more browning of the dirt on the alloy wheel, and I just got much better results, and the product gave me decent results then. I also just tried with, when I'm using it dry, not on a wet alloy, just putting a little bit of water on my brushes. So you'd have your brushes in a little bucket full of water, and that also helps get the product going. So it works better with a little bit of water, this product, too dry on its own. Another negative, forget about this dry thing or whatever, but just generally it couldn't touch the brown baked on bits of dust in the middle of my barrels that were left there from the last time I did a 50-50 on one side of the car. Built Hamber cleaned the barrels really well, and then the other product wasn't able to get at this, and that dirt was still there. This can't get at it. So it's not a mega aggressive cleaner, guys. It's not as powerful as an acid. It won't really, if you've got really heavy stuck on dirt, you're going to struggle to get it all off with this from what I've seen. It might, you know, it's a milder, more like a maintenance one for a reasonably, it's a little bit beyond just a normal maintenance one. It's got a bit of poke to it. That's it on negatives, guys. Positives, price point, £2.39 for a UK made product, 600ml rattle cans. Normally, these rattle can aerosol things would probably be about 7, 8, 9, 10 quid, maybe even more. So the price is phenomenal, isn't it? We'll come back to that. We'll come back to this thing about price, but it's a massive positive. It's not nasty to handle, guys. A little bit of spraying around because there's a little bit of wind getting a little bit in my face and stuff like that. I didn't get stingy eyes. It didn't smell particularly toxic or anything, or it wasn't overly corrosive or irritating to my skin, so it's seemed like a reasonably nice thing to handle. Here's another positive for you. If you feel this product does not perform as promised, please send your receipt with a brief, God, what's up with my English today? With a brief explanation, and we will provide you with a full refund. So you spend £2.39 on this, you don't like it, send the receipt off to Simoniz or Simoniz, whatever it's called. Say, guys, I wasn't too happy with it. They'll give you your money back. I mean, £2.39, you just throw it in the bin, wouldn't you? You wouldn't bother. But you can't grumble. If you don't like it, they give you the money back as well. Okay, I've said better results when wet. It's also not corrosive on metal or your brake discs, from what I can see. Not highly corrosive. This has been on here for about an hour now, guys. And the ones that are highly corrosive on mild steel have start lighting them up before now. And this is just still fine. So still fine. See what I did there? And on the actual wheels and brake discs, they didn't light up. So I think the fact it's probably a strong alkaline might be inhibiting the corrosive nature of the product, but it is slightly caustic, but not overly corrosive on steel, which is a positive. Okay, I'm going to go on to my final thoughts. First up, I love exploring cheap products. You know, I just love it. You know, you go in and you get to try a new product out for £2.39. Which is a phenomenal price. It's just too cheap. And this is my point I want to move on to. Are Simoniz devaluing themselves by selling their product for £2.39? Now this brand are in Halfords and have been in Halfords for a long time. I think they're still in Halfords. And they're competing with like Maguire's, Autoglim, Turtle Wax, Car Plan. Some other ones have got into Halfords now as well. So Autoglim, some of the Autoglim ones are about a tenner. You know, Autoglim are a little bit cheaper than Maguire's in the UK. Turtle Wax have some very cheap products. The old deep sniff, that's my signs that the old brain is going. The problem with Halfords is now you've got the Halfords brand also competing for that bottom of price thing where all the products cost 2 to 3 quid, you know. So are Simoniz, whatever they're called, are they on a hiding to nothing if they try and price themselves right down at the bottom of the market? The other thing, is it really a good idea to be putting your products into Aldi? No disrespect to Aldi, but detailing is all about, you know, it's all about this kind of premium. People will pay the high end because it's their cars and we love them. Difference between a £9, you know, people really give Auto Finesse a strict time, don't they, or a hard time saying that it's all the scene prices, it's incredibly expensive. Well, Car Plan have a super gloss detail spray, which is, I was looking in Halfords, it's about 10 quid. And the Auto Finesse detail spray was like £10.45 in Halfords, and I thought, you know, it's 45p different to the Car Plan one, which are known to being cheap. So it's not that expensive, is it? You know, I know they have some stuff which is a little bit more. The point with this is, though, if you stick your products in Aldi and you've got, this is sitting in between, like on the left, there's like a JML turkey baster, you know, and like the pretzel grill thing I said earlier on, you know, it's just hidden away. I think you might be devaluing your brand and losing the scene customers that are really into their detailing. They're just going to think, The second thing is, this is the thing that I talk to all my patrons about, and the patrons talk back to me about when I talked about this can, is someone mentioned, you know, if you're really after cheap, you never, you know, it's £2.39, so you could, you know, you'll get the old bargain hunter that'll go and buy like 12 of them because they're so cheap. If you want cheap, you always buy concentrates. You never go into Aldi and buy like the whole lot of them, because a concentrate wheel cleaner, when you mix it down, 600 mil of it, you know, it can cost you 30, 40p or whatever. So the savvy consumer, or the professional detailer that's going through lots of chemicals, isn't interested in this bargain basement stuff, because they'll always be able to beat it with by buying bulk chemicals, and you haven't got to keep shopping every week for new rattle cans, have you? So there you go, guys. That is it. This product is not bad. Overall, if it was like a £10 can, I would sort of just say it was an average cleaner product that can give you good results, isn't too caustic, all that sort of stuff. It benefits from being wetted, and I'd give it like a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10. Because it's £2.39, I think that's phenomenal, and I think that's great in so many ways for a product which is in a rattle can, which is a bit more expensive to make. It's about a quarter of the price of most of its competition. For that, it needs to be elevated up from just an average product to an average product that represents fantastic value, and it's made in the UK as well. That's competing with Chinese prices. So I'd perhaps give this a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Would I go and buy more of them now? No, I wouldn't, guys, for the reason I've talked about. I use Surfex HD. It's actually more, it's got more poke than this, 1 to 10, and you know, it cost me 20p to mix up the same amount of product, something like that. So this product is 10 times more expensive than what I'm currently using, and that sounds bizarre for an absolute bargain basement product which you can pick up in Aldi, but there you go. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you like this review. Give me your thoughts on this product. It's not too bad, is my opinion. Thanks for watching. See you soon on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when